vocalization going on. Just making sure all these individuals have space to go through. They're very relaxed, they're really chilled. Let's go and have a look at the show of strength of this boy here. Watch him pushing over this tree. Have a look at this. Actually might just go the other side of it, because if he carries on pushing that tree, it's going to come right down on top of us. Let's just have a little look here and watch what tree. There we go. Right behind us. He's pushing it over to get the tender, nutritious roots out from underneath, and he's using his foot there to dig it out. Just move up a little bit more. There we go. A bit more. There we go. Excuse me. So they'll use their foot for digging and pushing earth away, and we see loads of signs of that around the reserves where they've pushed over trees and basically just eaten the roots. Which does change the landscape somewhat. Sometimes they do exactly what they did then and don't push it over completely, but other times they'll push the tree right over on its side. Lots of vocalizations going on at the moment. Yeah, he's just gone behind this termite mound. Behind us, if I just roll backwards, there's the only reason I moved so far forward was because I thought that tree was going to come down on top of us. At the moment, we've got a beautiful youngster just coming through this vegetation next to us here. Just browsing those beautiful leaves off. And there's no one behind me, Jace, other than a big elephant. Just let me roll back and just watching this female. She's just got a youngster with her. I'm sure she's fine. She's not showing any. Just reverse a little bit more. Just one behind us now. But there's a lovely youngster coming across the road in front. The front of us is a lovely youngster here. Let's go up a little bit closer to him. We are completely surrounded by elephants here at the moment, folks. It's a really big group of elephants and they're so relaxed. Lots of youngsters, a few trailing bulls, that will be at the back of the herd, particularly when one of the females might be in estrus, and they will just trail behind the herd and be able to tell exactly the right time to make their presence felt. I would say there's probably about 40 individuals around us at the moment, and they just keep coming out of everywhere. Every time I look left or right, there's more, and it just goes to show you that these massive mammals still can stay quite... I'm just going to roll back a little bit so you can see this one digging. Using his foot here. Watch that, that's fantastic. Using his foot, digging up. Look at that, just found a fantastic little tuber of some description there. They really look like they're enjoying their food. So that trunk and those feet and those tusks, they're all used for food gathering, and there's all different techniques that they'll use. And we saw with our individual yesterday that only had half a trunk. He used a very, very different technique for eating. He pulled the foliage back into his mouth and then stripped it back between his teeth, whereas most elephant will strip the foliage off with their trunk first and then push it into their mouth. So these highly intelligent creatures will utilise all different ways. Now, I've seen some parts of Africa where there was elephants actually living on a sort of edge of a swamp. They would get a bit of a taste for the sedges and the water, sort of aquatic grasses that were growing, and they ended up pulling these large bunches of sort of reeds out, and they would wash the sand off in the water, dipping it like a tea bag in and out of the water, and then they would put it into their mouth and eat it. Now, the elephant gets 6 sets of teeth in its life. Those tusks are overpronounced, or they're modified upper incisors, and they grow constantly within their life. But those other 6 sets of teeth, that's it. Once those are gone, then the animal's vigour starts to drop, and it will end up moving on to other parts of the universe. But the point I'm making is that those teeth, they have to take care of those teeth, and they will take care of those teeth by all different means, and washing the sand off or shaking the sand off sometimes if they're picking up grass. Got a little boy behind us here who's giving us a little bit of showing his strength, a little bit of a teenager. The lovely baby then just walking through. Beautiful encounter. So many of them around us, folks. When you see these bigger herds, it could be 2 herds meeting together, 10, 15 animals, or even a few. Oh, fantastic. And they meet up, and they could be related animals, and there's this definite gestures of greeting, and very, very social and very intimate greetings that they do. And they will feed and then potentially go to a water point together, and then maybe split off in the hotter part of the day into their breeding herds, run by that matriarch, that normally oldest, wisest female, Not always, but 95% of the time it is the oldest, wisest female, and they will split off and go about their merry way, feeding and browsing, and pulling anything that they fancy. You saw the strength of that animal pushing over that tree. It gets bigger than that, this little boy here. So we're about 10 meters away from these guys. Very, very relaxed folks. None of the males are in must. There's no indication that these guys are threatened by us, and it brings me back to that same old point that one of the wonderful things that Sabi Sands and the reserves that we're on particularly, and all of Sabi Sands, they're known for is these highly conditioned, familiarized animals that have no sort of feeling of threat from us. It's quite a wonderful feeling, it really is. Because I've been in some parts of Africa where you wouldn't be able to do this with the elephant. They would be definitely showing very frustrated or aggressive behaviour to us. And that's an historical thing, that they find humans a threat in that area. And in this particular area, it's the complete opposite. Again, really utilising that foot for digging. And then that wonderful muscular trunk. They're digging up these little tubers, little storage, plant storage, bulbs underneath the grass that you or I would probably walk straight past. But they've got the knowledge, they've got the skills, they've got the instinct to know where these are, and learning from their parents, and that goes on. Now there's some animals, I've been to some, let's just watch what this little guy does. Very close, he's only about 6 meters, 5 meters from me at the moment. So relaxed, folks. It's a beautiful experience, and we're lucky to be here with these guys. We just found those 2 bulls, and then the whole rest of the breeding herd, the breeding herd then came upon us, and there's lots of youngsters in here. Didn't quite see which one was the matriarch because a lot of elephants passed behind us. I'm just going to see if there's any more around we can get closer to.